Yeah, thank you. Hello, founders. How are you? I'm so happy to have all of you over here today. I'm sorry it took a little longer. Anything that we do, if it has a little tech glitch, then we know in the beginning, then we know that we're done for the session. Now everything else will go on as planned. So, for all of you who are here today, hi Sindhu, how are you?
Hey, Ishita, all good, all good. How are you?
Good. Very excited for our next session. Founders, before we start off, I want to check how many of you were here in our last session. Let's start. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in today. Today, we are here for the D2C Festive program, a 3-month program as a part of which we support early stage founders in their journey of preparing for one of the most important times of your D2C journey, the festive season. As a part of that, we're also doing an entire series of knowledge sessions with some of the most experienced founders, operators, and experts in the industry who understand what it is to build and to support the D2C ecosystem. Today, we have with us Sindhu Biswal. He has actually led growth at Paytm Insider, Filter Copy, Dice Media, and Jupiter, but also been a fractional CMO to brands like Skinvest, Vama, and coached over 2,000 founders and marketers over his entire time. He's also the founder of Buzzlab, and he drives content and growth for brands like Practo, Whisperflow, and SuperMoney. We did a previous session with Sindhu, and I hope that a lot of you were a part of it. In case you're not, you will get access to that session. It's not a continuation, but going even deeper into the world of marketing in the festive space. Today, in the next 1 hour, he's going to take us through how to build discoverable channels, turn your audiences into growth through influencers and through founder led branding, and use AI to keep your content pipeline flowing. While Sindhu takes us through this entire session, keep the questions coming, keep your notes going. He wants this to be super interactive, and I promise to keep some time at the end. Sindhu, thank you so much for being here with us today. I'm looking forward to this session.
Awesome. Thanks, Ishita. I'll take it up from here.
Oh,
First of all, a big hello to all the founders who were there last time, and a big hello to all the founders who are there this time. People who were there last time, you can ignore this part. I'll do a quick round of intro. I have worked with at least 40, 50 plus D2C founders until now in different capacities. All this session, whatever I'm doing today, as we speak, is just an amalgamation of all the insights that might help you in preparing for all your festive season. And without any lamba choda introduction, I'll just directly jump into the topic. So, essentially, what I thought today is I will be dumping a lot of ideas and thoughts around personal led branding, founder led branding, influencer marketing, content creation, and specifically, does this new wave of um the chaos that is happening around you, that everyone should be creating content, everyone should be creating content, how much of reality is there, how much of faff is there, how you should look at the whole thing. And hence, I generally call this as content to commerce. And again, you all know that technically your competition right now is not just with other players or other founders, it's also with the creators as well. And now we are also seeing brands who are trying to be creators. Almost every brand is trying to talk in a certain way, and that certain way for a long time was like, oh, I shouldn't do this because my brand book is not allowing this. Since we're talking about brand book, let me just make it one thing very, very clear. It's an age-old war of what is on brand, what is off brand. My point of view is very clean. It is there exists no brand without distribution. Period. That's all. Which means on day one, you might be thinking, oh, my design needs to be in a certain way. My color codes are here and there. Those are basics. That is fine. But let's say if your color palette of your brand is, let's say, orange, and you will say that all the performance marketing content should be orange in color. I don't think that is on brand. It is just a bad marketing decision because you are not. playing according to the rules of that platform. People will get bored out of one color. So you should be playful around that. So what a lot of brands do is they have a palette or a family of colors in this case. But coming to this, what we essentially are doing, we have a paid media and then we have an owned media, right? What will happen is in the next 1 year or 2 year, if you are not building a parallel owned media work stream, your dependency on performance marketing keeps on increasing every month, every quarter. The challenge is if your dependency keeps on increasing and there is no pull, then there exists no community love, there exists no brand. But from a P&L perspective, your blended customer acquisition cost will not be balanced. See, what happens is every quarter to quarter, every 1 year, you might be having a wishful thinking, which is let's reduce the customer acquisition cost. But the job is not to reduce, the job is to control. And specifically when in the festive seasons, your customer acquisition cost cannot go low. Like I have talked to so many founders, and I think they give the brief wrong to their agency and the CMO. Unless and until you genuinely have a certain point of view, you should be giving a very clear brief that boss, control my customer acquisition cost, or you can increase the customer acquisition cost with a ceiling of 10 rupees, and I'm fine with it. But you will have to you have to push the pedal by a 20% increase in gross sales or order quantity increment. So this KPIs needs to be locked. And when you are locking these KPIs and in this whole chaos, if you agree that, hey, I do want to build an organic system, this system needs to be repeatable. Now, repeatable system is not just let's hire an internal team and just left, right, center put out content. So I generally look at this in stages. So there is a stage of demand. The demand stage is basically you put out content without skipping and just simply start checking that people are wanting that content or not. Now, how do you check want? It's simple. If people are viewing your content and not having shares, which is views to shares ratio, then people don't want the content. There is nothing there in the content for them to generate any curiosity. The second stage is idea bank. You should have at least once a week or at least twice a month process where you are not doing nothing but putting all your ideas and converting them into a bank. Now, this can be on an Excel sheet. And minimum every meeting that you do, 30 live ideas you should have. So if you're doing an internal team meeting, then ask everyone to get ideas and do it. Third part is script. Always write script in batches. Otherwise, will not work out. So I remember in 2015, when I used to work with brands, the process used to be that tomorrow what will go live, today the script will be written, and day after tomorrow whatever will go live, tomorrow will be written, and that will not work anymore. You will have to write scripts in batches, maybe 4 to 8 scripts in one batch, and maybe there is a weekly block that you are doing. Now, having said of script, your shoots need to be in batches as well. Your edits need to be in batches as well, and then you will publish the content with metadata. Now, what is metadata? If you are doing YouTube, we will come there separately. If you're doing YouTube, you will have to understand the principles of YouTube SEO, description, meta tags. And that is the reason you will be surprised. A lot of founders have zero idea that there is no reason for them to build a YouTube long form strategy. Maybe a short form could have worked. I'll share some insights. Since we're talking about YouTube, can anyone tell me in the comment section, have they heard a word called AEO, Answer Engine Optimization, in the world of ChatGPT? Yes, no. Okay, we have one yes. I want everyone to answer. We have 35 people. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Good part that I see majority of them saying yes. Yeah, heard about AEO. Great. Now here is a simple thing that I want to just leave you out with. For people who have no idea, in extremely simple terms, it is basically doing whatever you are doing in your marketing strategy. That is ChatGPT and all the LLMs, Claude and all friendly, which is you are building for a new world. Beforehand, you would be writing blogs for the SEO. You are doing certain things for AEO. Now, everyone has their own philosophy. कोई बोलेगा Reddit पे करना चाहिए, कोई बोलेगा ये करना चाहिए, वो करना चाहिए. Since I work with the Google India team and YouTube team deeply as well, so whenever they're launching something, I have the first-hand access. On record, they have gone ahead and they have said that Google AI overviews will take a lot of content from Instagram, a lot of founder-led content, a lot of influencer-led content, a lot of YouTube content as well. It is not gonna take एक channel पे सारा content अगर आपने डाल दिया है, it is gonna take how many other people are talking about your product and in how many cents. So if you are doing your traditional way, which is let's roll out one brief to everyone and everyone will say the same thing, they are simply gonna pick it up as a flag, as a spam. Now, what does this mean? Last to last month, I was consulting a brand. It was a skincare brand. It's a famous dermat-based skincare brand. And this is the protocol I just designed for them to implement, and I'll just share the protocol here. SAE. YouTube Shorts has a higher SEO ranking than YouTube long format. This is period. Everyone knows it, and if you don't know it, you can take it from me. When you are doing out YouTube Shorts, if you use, so there's a tool called vidIQ. Last time all the people who were there, they have almost heard about this tool, but again, I'm not endorsing this tool. You can use any tool that gives you YouTube search result data. So for an example, let's say I am selling a product which is sunscreen, and I go to vidIQ and I try to find if people are typing what is the best sunscreen in south. Let's say if that has the highest search volume, you create as many content from as many people in as many cohorts: founder led, dermat led, doctor led, skincare led, lifestyle led, fashion led, alag alag type of content. And you have to design the description strategy, title strategy, meta tag strategy. What I did is for this brand, one SKU, five creators, five different type of creators, the titles, descriptions, meta tags given by me, and the content keeps on going out. 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, repeatable strategy. What you will start noticing is two things. Point number one, your competition has always the see market mein na, almost all the D2C brands are dumping content on Instagram. Reason is very simple. There are more Instagram agencies than YouTube agency. There are more Instagram experts than YouTube expert. Probably the brand head or your marketing head or the CMO that you have has more understanding of Insta than YouTube. It's plain simple. YouTube के ज़्यादा talent available नहीं है market में, and hence you are not killing YouTube. And that could be the moat as well. So as simple as just doing YouTube Shorts with tight SEO as one core strat in the next 8 months can dominate, and you can say कि okay ठीक है, I will take a target that anyone who is searching anything, मुझे top 20 के ranking में तो आना ही है, and it will work out. या तो it will also be picked up by the Google AI overviews. So again, coming back to this, what I'm saying it here, whatever repeatable content system you are building, the first step has to be you decide which platform you want to dominate, which stage you want to dominate. So I generally say that are you building content for awareness and reach, or are you building for consideration? I think, and you will be surprised, and I'm leaving you with a very simple first principle. You can sleep over it and ask yourself, and maybe you will see, like, he was making sense, but we never thought about it. Or if there are 10 of D2C founders that I meet and that exist, out of them, 8 D2C founders will be dumping down all their money into awareness stage fundamental content, and hardly 20%, 10% into consideration. What does that mean? YouTube में, let's say, India में 20 million people are searching for best uh, what red t-shirts or best sneakers to buy. 20 million is a large number, is a huge number. Your target should be parallelly that I want to come into the consideration stage of those 20 million people because they have active interest. And what people do, people generally will run a performance marketing ad. You have to spend 30%, 40% considerable amount of energy in consideration as well as awareness. Awareness is just market creation. That obviously will happen, but you cannot completely omit here. So you need to completely diversify the pillar, then think of what repeatable systems need to be built on top of this. While you are doing this, the second step is I think you should definitely build a pillar architecture. What do I mean by pillar architecture? There will be some content that are designed for reach. There will be some content that are designed for authority. There will be content design that are designed for commerce. Simplifying. Reach should be simply, let's say you are making memes, let's say you are making funny content. Those are for reach. No one is going to buy or sell from that. There should be some content that is going out from your founder, which is authority pillar based content, which is, let's say, why did I build this product? Why did we build this product? What are the behind the scenes of the product? What are the ingredients of this product that goes into the authority pillar? Commerce pillar is where you want to push a particular landing page. So very famous thing that has been going in the last 1 year, 2 year, comment automation, very underrated but very powerful. Commerce pillar can be comment automation. Simple example. Let's say I, as a perfume brand, I run a perfume brand for an example. I create memes for reach. My founder goes and talks about how he or she came up with this formulation as authority. And the founder makes a video, which is, hey guys, I have recently made a playbook, which is nothing but आपके स्किन टोन के हिसाब से और आपके दिन के वर्क के हिसाब से I have just made a perfumery handbook that okay, which perfume you should be buying. Should you be buying ocean flavor or oud flavor or whatever? Comment perfume and I will send you the handbook to you. That handbook is nothing but a co-branded handbook by my own brand. Is the commerce pillar. This in totality becomes the pillar architecture that you should be running, and again, you can figure out your own pieces accordingly. You can figure out your own case studies and handbooks and creations and everything accordingly. You can do a DM and comment automation. Again, a lot of people do it, which is people will not run ads directly on conversion, but people will run ads. You might have seen where they will say, if you want to know the price and if you want to get a link of this product, comment in the comment section and I will send you the link. So it increases comments and people ask price please or give me the link, and then automation keeps on kicking in that particular case. Now, since we're talking about a lot of comment automation and everything, let's understand Instagram algorithm. Instagram algorithm has three parts, which a lot of people miss. One is the reel. Yes, you all know about it. I'll still simplify. There is a feed. Feed and reel are different. Feed is basically your profile. Reel is basically the reel algo. Why both are different? I will again come. Then there is something called trial algo. Very underrated. Hardly I have seen brands doing it. But here is how my recommendation to all the brand folks is all the content that is in your strat, keep on doing on Reel. It is fine. Reel is designed for reach. Reel, very hardly, Reel will get you a lot of saves or a lot of your shares and all. For feed algo, design carousels. Carousels are working amazingly well in the last 1 year. Try and design as many carousels as you can, and then come your trial algo. Whatever content for whatever ICP that you want to try, but you cannot do it on your main feed, do it on trial. Example, what I do is, again, let me go back to the perfumery example so that it keeps on building up. Let's say I run a perfume brand. I put out content which is top five perfumes that you should be doing, that you should be carrying if you're on a date. Top five things you should be doing if it's a summer. Let's say that goes out on my real feed. On my trial, let's say if I have never created any content for founders, that if you're a founder going for an investor meeting, this two perfumes are amazing for you. I will put it on trial. Because what trial का power क्या मैं बोल देता हूँ. Whatever you say in the video, whatever is there in the visual text, it will identify the ICPs and it will show to that particular audience. So the audience that I don't have already, I will try and create those content for trials and I will push it. And you see what I did? Rather than me creating a content which is if you have a special occasion, here are the five perfumes, I broke ICPs. If you're a founder, you have an investor meeting, do this. If you're a founder and you're taking your team to an offsite, do this. If you're a founder going to work out, do this. Now, founder going to work out content might be absolutely same as student going to work out. Because the recommendation of, let's say, the perfume is exactly the same. But If you do this, what happens is the algo is smart enough at this point of time. It will identify what you said, which is the founder in this case has one micro ICP. And in this case, one student has one micro ICP, and it will find that audience. This is the difference between a distribution mindset led content playbook creation versus creative led. Creative led is the Purana philosophy. Creative led is what? Your marketing head and your social media head will sit and they will think, oh, tomorrow Saturday is happening. What should I put out on the weekend? The distribution led is completely different. Saturday is happening. Saturday is coming. Let me go to vidIQ and type and see ki what people are searching on Saturday. Or let me think that okay, Saturday में weekend का ICP है. Weekend के ICP में founders might be taking their team out for dinner. Then I'll be using those founder taking team out for dinner in my hook line, and that's why the algo will signal and try to find an audience. This is basically your yeah, the pillar slide. You can take the if you're calling this, Savan, you can take a screenshot of this and read it later. So, um, yeah. So you can when you think like that, it is distribution. And again, as I said, it is hard for you to build this. And I'm just telling you in here whatever I can, because there are not enough people out there who were trained to have distribution led mindset, because marketing education was not like that. And hence now it brings me to the ratios to check that whenever you are doing content creation, three things which are absolutely mandatory to check, and these are advanced matrices to for you to have an internal KPI. Sends per reach. How much reach you had per content, and how many sends. Sends are basically your shares in very simple term. What was the percentage? Try to aim for 2% plus as an internal KPI. Watch through percentage, very important metric as retention rate. Watch to percentage should be, well, I say generally if your video is under 30 seconds, maybe try to hit a 60 seconder, 60%. If it is more than 60%, then 60 seconds, then 45%. Follows per reach, extremely hard metric. All the founders here on this call, I don't think you should be giving your internal team a KPI of cracking followers. Very vanity metric. Algo has changed completely. Algo is so you might crack more views. So generally what I say is as a brand, your objective should be what is my cumulative views I'm having every month? How many people are sharing my content? How many people are saving my content? And how is my automation, DM automation, comment automation conversion looking like? That's it. I don't think you should be caring about followers. I can tell you there are creators, and you are also aware about them. There are creators who have 5,000 followers, hitting 20 million views, probably have more reach versus brands and creators who have 100K views, 100K followers, and hardly what 30,000, 40,000 average reach of sorts. Last part is saves per reach. Saves generally in my practice, I have seen that if you are putting out a carousel, the saves chances are very, very high. Now, while you are embarking in this journey, this might happen, and I'm just sharing it here. If you ever see high reach, low follows, that basically means your content was satisfying. Now, what do I mean by this? So I have a philosophy or a hypothesis, which is if your content addresses all problem statements of a person and answers in totality, there is nothing for me to follow, because it didn't seduce me. It didn't tell me that, hey, you have noticed half thing, you should come to notice the other half thing. How can you do it uh, in scripting? Example, guys, last week I taught you about Andromeda update. If you have never checked the content, you can just go onto my page and you can check. In this video, I'm going to talk about what are signals of Meta. This is one example that I first seduced you that, hey, there is another content where I'm teaching Andromeda update, and this is not the video. This is one style. Another style. Top five perfumes you should buy, but I'm going to share top four here. The last one I'm going to share in my next video. Again, you are giving someone a reason for them to follow your page or to come back. Now, this has to be smartly crafted. I just gave you two examples. If you ever see high saves, your saves rate is high, your sends, which are the shares rate, is low, nothing to worry. This basically means that this content was useful to them, but they don't want to flaunt in that. Why have I put it here? I have put it here for just to let you know that anytime you see that the saves is high and the sense is less, then don't do anything. It is fine. Just move ahead. This is not an anomaly. High watch through, high watch through, and then low reach. This basically is that whenever you see that your content has more retention and the reach is low, es- ये mostly होता है when your existing audience was, let's say, 70% male, 30% female. You uploaded a content which was for female, and those audience gave you high retention, but but you didn't have enough female for the content to be pushed, and that is the reason it is not being pushed. Again, why have I written here? Do not do anything with this content. Do not change. Do not mark it archive. Do not edit. Do not consider it as a low volume content. What will happen is leave it on the internet. Maybe the content will work out in the second month. I have noticed on YouTube specifically that if you're uploading a content, it is evergreen. If it is not working out in M1, maybe it will work out in M3, and you'll be surprised. Now, having said, and on Instagram, it is possibly the same. Instagram generally, I have noticed that last month it has not performed, in 7 days not performing. Maybe it will pick up in the 15 day. Next, you wait for at least 30 days. If it is not performing, then only cancel out that content. Understanding YouTube algorithm. YouTube is slightly tricky. YouTube always needs a YouTube expert. Instagram, pe everyone thinks they are they're an Instagram expert, but you have to understand that doing content just for the sake of follower is very different than doing content with a clear objective that in next 1 year or in next 2 year, I want to have at least 2%, 1% of organic pull sales from Instagram. Both of them are absolutely different. Both of them needs very dedicated 2 month, 3 month project deployment, a lot of brain power to be done. But speaking about YouTube, there are essentially two words, and let me just quickly ask you what you understand out of it. There is something called a search-based content. There is something called a browse-based content. Uh, I'll explain later, but can people just tell me in chat? Just simply say uh, left side search, right side browse, or left side browse, right side search. Like just like this. Let me try to get an understanding what you people are thinking about this. Let's go. Let's go. There is nothing right or wrong. Yeah, I mean there is something right or wrong, but I just want to see. Right side. Okay. A lot of people I notice are saying right side is search. Okay. Can two of you unmute yourself and just tell me about your rationale? Why are you saying whatever you are saying? Any two people. You can just unmute and say. If Ishita, there is a facility to unmute. Left is something I would type on the search box. Left me, what will you type on the search box? Right me also you can type on the search box. I'm in my 20s. How do I invest? Search is what people want to know, and browse is something we are showing. Yeah, which is both of the content, right? The right side is also investing and left side is also investing. Okay. Let me first simplify the concept uh, of how YouTube operates. And by the way, Instagram is also becoming like this. You will see. And that is why um, any founder I have been coaching or any brand I have been coaching, my job has been that, okay, content is not a 1 month game. It is a 1 year deployment game. You have to think a 1 year horizon and keep on doing this. On YouTube, if anyone has ever operated YouTube, you will see that if you go to the YouTube analytics, it will show that your views came from search or your views came from browse, suggested views, home feed, like those kind of content. What does it mean? Search is basically people are actively searching for the content. The content, thumbnail, and title was SEO heavy. It was thought in a way from a distribution first principle. Generally, search content are very to the point SEO content. Browse content is basically to trigger a certain feeling that might get you a click, which is absolutely, which might be searched by people in passive but not active. And generally, when people are doing this, how they write the copies, and the answer is actually in copywriting. Complete Guide to Investing in 20s is a very SEO heavy text. Number one investing advice for next 10 years is very browse heavy. Point one. Point two, the image that has been used, which is whisper led design, evokes a certain curiosity, and hence YouTube will start pushing it into browse led thing. So if you ever thought that creators on YouTube, they just do gestures because they feel like, no, it is carefully thought. You will use a bland, slightly simple template if you want to do a search content. You will do something triggering if you will do a browse content. Now, does this mean that you should not do both of things? Yes. My recommendation always has been that when you're building from start, you don't have SEO is not going to rank you in day one, and it will not rank you unless and until your channel has some movement and all. 70% content needs to be around browse, 30% content needs to be around SEO. इसका मतलब क्या है? Simple. Go to Vidike. If let's say you are putting out, for an example, let's say 10 pieces of content every month, seven content has to be discovery led, three pieces of content has to be your SEO led. SEO led content should be absolutely done with a supervision. Any which ways, the whole thing needs to be done with a supervision of actually an SEO expert. And your social media marketers and marketing folks are not YouTube experts. Anyone who has not operated YouTube or has never worked with a YouTube person is not an YouTube expert. That will waste a lot of time and money versus deploying the time and money and finding a right person for this matters a lot. After 5 to 6 months, you have started doing that. You can move it to a 50-50. And while you are doing that, this has been always my protocol. There is a tool called Google Trends. You might already be knowing it. YouTube Pay, when you type on top, it is called YouTube autocomplete. Best place. If I have to search or make content for coffee, which is, let's say, cappuccino, then I will simply go on top and I will type cappuccino. It will already auto-populate. Whatever it populates, that is a signal for me that, okay, if that content has some demand or not. Point one. Point two, ask yourself, is the content oversupplied? Which means whatever you are thinking, type it, see how many people have uploaded the content. If there are lesser people talking about your genre, great. See, the objective is there should not be a lot of competition, and there is no math of lot of competition. It's just gut feeling and experience. And there should not be absolutely no one talking about it. Anyone who, if you notice that, okay, in the last 6 months, people talking about what you want to talk already uploaded as, let's say, 10 pieces of content, 20 pieces of content, then that means it's a good one. If let's say 100, 200, probably skip the topic, find some another angle. Last piece, can you state a contradiction? If everyone is saying X, can you state a Y? Example, I have to put out let's say all the coffee brands in India have almost created a content bucket, which is, let's say, um, here is how you brew the coffee. Here is how you make a cappuccino. Here is how you make a mochaccino. Here are the four differences. Here are the difference between a mocha pot versus this versus that versus that. सबने ये बोला हुआ है. Can I create a content which says the thumbnail title goes like, in South India, Chemex filter does not work. Cappuccinos are just overrated. And genuinely, uh, founders, let's have you drop the category of your brands in the chat for Sindhu to know. Yeah, okay, this is a good idea. So now, while I am doing this, I might put out a content which is Chemex is bad. Uh, Cappuccinos are just overrated, and I genuinely just counter it. Let's say if I am selling Robusta beans, can I counter why Arabica beans are very costly or very overhyped? For an example, anything versus Arabica beans versus Robusta beans. In दोनों में difference ये था. The first one had a solid contradiction, and the second one had a very normal contradiction. So I'm done with my slides. I'll just open the chat and I will just give some more examples and just quick examples because we have some time that is left. I would rather spend that on the chats and the Q&A. Smart glasses. My favorite category. I have worked extensively as a creator with Lenskart. I almost have 100 pairs of eyewear. Smart glasses sit under the uh, amalgamation of tech, of productive ICPs, of fashion, of lifestyle. So maybe if you are ever building a page, your page should be, let's say, a combination of all of these things and rather not just fashion. There is Mudit who is building something in fashion. So fashion, I was having a chat last week with another creator of who just deep session, and I was just telling her that we have a lot of creators in fashion, like a lot of creators. We have extremely less creators and brands who are talking about fashion psychology, fashion tech, fashion AI, fashion fabric. And the answer is not one. Maybe what if you were the largest repository of anyone who is talking about everything fashion? And the same goes with skincare. There are hardly creators who teach people the science of skincare, who teach people ingredients. Hardly creators. Like if there are 100 creators in skincare, there may be 10 creators who are doing that. And then if I go to men category of skincare, men in skincare talking about chemicals, talking about niacinamide kya hai or ye kya hai, wo kya hai, very, very less. Now, I am a deep believer or that there are two school of thoughts. There you can build a brand which is an education led brand, which is an educator brand, or you can create a brand which is a more fun TV led brand, which is people are just coming to you back to back as a TV and they're watching you because your page is entertaining. My point of view is maybe these two pages can be different. Maybe as a founder, you can be an education based founder that you are teaching people that, okay, acha fabric kya hai? What is the right, what are streetwear trends that are coming into the market, ranking streetwear, etc., etc. And your page might be more fun. Or you make the page educator brand itself. It completely depends on you, your CMO, your marketing head, and what closure you get to. Point one. Point two, comment automation, DM automation, that whole stack needs to be closed pretty solidly. Point three, it doesn't matter which category you are. I feel at this point of time, if I have to close my eye and give a standard playbook recommendation to any founder, irrespective of the budgets, I feel your Instagram should be a destination of slight entertainment. You should do YouTube, which is absolutely SEO led shots, which are done by in collaboration with your founder, your internal team, some creators. Like there are a lot of brands who just tell me that, Sindhu, as a creator, can you just make this video with tags and everything and give it to me? And I'm like, sure. Because why is that brand asking Sindhu to give a UGC video and paying something extra? Because the algo signals that when I put out, I will say that, hey, I'm a founder who has been XX leader and I am trusting this product. So it is not from a perspective that, okay, Sindhu will upload a content and a lot of sales will come. No. It is to signal the algo that my AEO ranking should be higher. Or there will be some brands who want to just run ads on my videos because again the same thing, you will always have 100 creators who can create content, but you will have very, very few senior leaders who will give their face to you so that you can create content, and both of them has a separate nuance to it. So but my objective is have both of the things into your funnel. So your YouTube shorts, SEO led, done. Some should be on your page, some should be on others pages, done. Instagram comment automation is mandatory. You should put out, try to think that, okay, every month, can you upload some handbooks or something that is beneficial to people, and you can send it to them as a co-branded activity and all. That is number three. Number four, on your meta ads and YouTube ads, you should definitely test out. So creators has to have to be defined into two layers. Your regular creators are creators. Then pay slightly extra for people who have a face value. And they may not be creators. Like if I was building a perfume brand and if I'm selling it to men, I will get I will try my best to get almost all famous, non-famous, doesn't matter, men, founders in multiple categories to rent their face to me, shoot high production videos with them, and run ads. Simple. And especially if I'm doing a luxury, like I think what Rotoris has done is is amazing. Like you will see Rotoris direct launch as a luxury signaling because they cannot sell a very manga brand just by doing performance marketing. They went all into not find just creators, but almost all spectrum of influencers and leaders into those categories. Ishita, I'm parallelly also picking up questions, and founders can start dropping in questions. We'll just start the Q&A session. Himanshu, posting organic content and running meta ads from the same account, bad or fine? Most brands we see do it from the same account. Yes, I don't think there is nothing wrong in that. Do that. But here is the catch. If you are, and here is a very tricky one. If you are running through play campaigns at a very high frequency, like महीने में 3, 4, 5, 6 through play campaigns you are running just to get views on that particular Instagram account, and you have given a KPI to your internal social media team that, hey, I want you to get me more engagement rate, organic views, and all, there is a 70% chance that both of the things might uh, counter attack each other. So a regular and it is not like extra headache will be to create another page. So my general advice in this case will be that you don't need to upload that content on Instagram and then boost it. You can have Instagram as organic thing without uploading on Instagram as a dark post. You can run it on your page in the backend. One, two. The only place I might say that you should boost it is if it is a collaboration based influencer content of sorts. Or if you want to upload and boost it, it's fine. But then do not have extreme high hopes from your internal social media team that they will do some magic with with the engagement rates and all, because there is a chance that it might be hampered, and there is a chance it might not be hampered as well. What if we have followers but there is no views? Uh, very honestly, at this point of time, whenever this case happens, my recommendation generally is you can't revive the page. There is no situation you can revive the page. Create a new page. The chances are there you might have done something technically wrong, or you might have signaled the algo that this page is not working out, or you might have promoted left, right, center ads, or you might have bought some bots, or anyone from your team has bought some bots and you are not aware about it. There could be multiple situations. But if you have a lot of followers and no views, just create a new page. The chances that that page might work out is slightly higher versus reviving this page. Mudit, should founder videos be run as ads? Absolutely, yes. Um, okay, founder videos are underrated. And it is not about videos, it is about how that video is created and which part of the funnel it is sitting at. You can run it as through play, you can run it as sales, doesn't matter. Simply run it and see if it is moving a lever. There are certain cases where founder led videos are not working out on sales because people are not relating with the way you look in front of the camera or the way you are communicating in front of the camera. It's fine, you don't need to fight that battle. Maybe it is working for working in the through play stage or a brand awareness stage. So you just have to test it out and figure out. Any suggestions for the upcoming festive events? Yes, whatever I said, whatever the playbook I shared was for the upcoming festive events. I'll still simplify. I think almost all of you should be ready with one handbook that is festive led. So if you are a perfume brand, a handbook that is just designed for festive occasion में क्या क्या perfume लगा सकती हो. If you are a jewelry brand, for according to that. If you are a smart glasses, then maybe catch hold of the larger category, which is lookbook in the festive season. क्या हो सकता है? Left, right, center. Try to push your handbook by creating content, which is a co-branded one. That is point number one. It is a very slightly different and a fresher way of doing marketing, but I feel it is well proof. It works out, and it has some resemblance to the brand. Point number one. Point number two. While you are doing your sales-led things, definitely create micro moment ICP led content around performance marketing and around Instagram. Example, uh, festive आ रहा है. फेस्टिव में पांच चीजें होती होंगी. People might be taking a long weekend, people might be working from home, people might be uh, balancing their work and life, which is festive and life. There are multiple micro moments. Try and see if you can create carousels and reels according to all micro moments. But first, you have to write all the micro moments and try to figure out or get the feeling out of it. I think the most lazy way of marketing around festive that a lot of people do, and almost everyone look the same, is the character is at home. वो घर पे गिफ्ट लेके गया है किसी को देने के लिए, या घर में फेस्टिव का माहौल है and some happiness is happening with the family. That's it. And I think that is just bloody done and dusted. And there are a lot of micro nuances around those festivities. Festive ke baad is a good nuance as well. Like, can you create a sale which is after festive sale? Can you create a sale which is midnight hours? So I am a big fan of not just doing sale that is a 5 day sale, but also maybe a time based sale, also maybe a midnight sale, also maybe a 9 p.m. sale, and identify those levers. That is your ICP actually going to buy at a morning 12 p.m. because that person might be spending with his family, or your ICP will be more attracted if you are able to launch a 9 p.m. sale. कि next 4 दिन पे 9 p.m. सेल हो रहा है. So those are some food for thoughts I just wanted to leave you out with. What content strategy for founder and brand needs to be done when the founder is a doctor, founded a nutraceutical brand, and high clinically backed? I think great question and great category, by the way. Uh, it doesn't matter you are the founder or not. Your page should talk about awareness of ingredients, chemicals, composition, combination, इन सिंक विथ पार्ट्स ऑफ इंडिया. अगर आप नॉर्थ में रहते हो, सैलिसिलिक एसिड आपके बॉडी में ऐसा काम करेगा. अगर आप ईस्ट में, अगेन आई एम जस्ट यूजिंग वर्ड्स, डोंट कंसिडर दिस एज एन एब्सोल्यूट बिकॉज आई एम नॉट अवेयर ऑफ द कैटेगरी एंड आई एम नॉट द सब्जेक्ट मैटर एक्सपर्ट हियर. अगर आप ईस्ट में रहते हो, इसमें ह्यूमिडिटी होती है, दीज आर द फोर थिंग्स यू शुड बी टेकिंग केयर ऑफ योर this. Here is a skincare routine for all the founders. Here is a skincare routine for all the techies, etc., etc. So a lot of things can be done. Why am I saying this? Because if a founder is saying this, who is a doctor, I would trust that person more into the content, provided if you're able to create content in length and you will not be tired. If you will be tired, you feel, and if you don't have time, only single piece of content that you should be doing is how did we build this? So let's say you have a product called X, let's say. uh, why did we put this chemical compound in X? One piece of content. How did we come up with the packaging of X? How did we come up with the idea of X? Why did we utilize this? X किसके लिए बना हुआ है? Just a bunch of content which are kind of FAQs done by the founders. We'll take 2 to 3 more questions. Should we create multiple pages for the same brand with different names? Yes. Okay. This is called MCN, multi-channel network. So I consult a company called Practo. Practo ka we operate 4 different channels, different SKUs and ICPs. I was last year consulting a trading company and they had 25 channels, different ICPs. Now, why am I telling you this? Point one, multiple pages means multiple cost, multiple teams, or multiple people at least, multiple headache. So you have to take a final call that does your PNL, bandwidth, team allow you to do that? If yes, great. Because MCNs work amazingly well. Point one. Point two, all the pages need to, if your pages have completely different niches, it will work. Small changes won't work. Example, let's say I am talking about in one page um, skincare education, and in one page all skits and fun style content on skincare, it will work. But let's say if I'm creating content on skincare education for teens and skincare education for adults, there is hardly a micro difference. It will not work. You need to have very significant difference. Skincare for female, different pace. Skincare for male may work, can work. So the difference between so if you have to differentiate between both of the things. What kind of content we should create for men formal shoes brand? Uh, I'll tell you a very simple philosophy. And so I also, in the fashion category, I work with Snitch as well. And through that journey, I have realized just one thing. You are not selling the product. You are not selling a shoe. You are selling comfort, ergonomic, statement, confidence. Your page should talk about that, which means your page should not be just about shoes. Shoes are just one part. Maybe there will be one content which is top five things you should do to look confident during an interview. Nothing about the shoes. Your page, you have to come to a conclusion. Again, everyone who is here, you guys are not selling a product. Because if you're selling a product, then you should not think about content or brand marketing. You should do just performance marketing. The moment you think of content, you have to ask yourself what emotion you want to evoke, what is that narrative you want to catch, and just bombard that narrative, and not just another product sentiment. And again, the same thing. We always keep on going back to the Nike philosophy, right? That Nike is selling ambition, Nike is selling other stuff. They're not selling shoe. So they might show that there is a shoe in that particular product, but they will not just promote. The page will not just be about that. So confidence, I think, is a great territory, and everything else that I just spoke. Are we at a stage where audiences are generally comfortable with brands using AI generated content and models? Uh, no. So I Good question. Glad that someone asked. I have a very direct uh, opinion against the whole industry, and it is very simple. AI content allows you to experiment. AI content is not there to generate trust. Hardly in some categories it works, but AI content to build an Instagram page, I think bad idea. It's very simple, right? That we keep on saying that if your ad is looking like an ad, it's bad content. Your ad should not be like an ad. The same thing goes like this, right? If your AI, I can watch and say it's AI, then it is not doing the purpose. If you're using AI and not able to call out ये real इंसान है, I am able to call out कि नहीं नहीं ये real इंसान है, the job is done. Then do whatever it takes. So if it's BA, if it's AI, great. If it's non AI, not great. But I don't think anyone can build a brand using AI content. I don't think so. You can definitely impact CAC maybe, but not brand. Um, what kind of content we can create for microwavable soft toy that relieves period stress, anxiety, and sleep? Again, the same thing. Uh, Care about your ICP. Write down your ICP problems. Your ICP has a problem of stress, anxiety, sleep. Talk about that. Soft toy sits in between, not nothing else. Beach में soft toy जाएगा. Have a bold vision. I want to be India's biggest page for sleep. By the way, I'll tell you a very interesting story. So last to last year, I was working with Wakefit. So I was developing the corner strat for the South India market and the Pan India market. The founder told me that they are building a sleep brand, not a mattress brand. And they want to have the largest Instagram, YouTube page and the content library for anything sleep. So sleep में क्या आता है? Then maybe you will talk about कि okay, how to get more deep sleep, how to increase your REM sleep. That is an output. Product helps you with that. In that case. So I hope this answers your question. Meanwhile, I'm just dropping my LinkedIn here. Anyone who wants to connect with me, you guys can connect later. I'll just take the last question and then we can wrap. We have a whole leaf specialty teas brand. What would be the best content strategy for such a category which is less relatable to today? Whole is specialty teas brand, okay? Uh, Wellness product, blah blah blah. ठीक है. I feel. there are some pages I have seen doing amazingly well in terms of tea content. It's like if I have to build India's largest or world's largest coffee page, and I'm running a coffee brand, I will talk about how to brew a coffee, machines in coffee, roasting process क्या होता है. I will show how the brewing happens, how to brew at home, how to identify which tea is better, what is a white tea versus this tea. Sorry, coffee. The same goes with tea as well. Just take a vision that I want to be India's largest tea Instagram page, and automatically you will start having these concepts which I just said that uh, there is no page that teaches people how to brew tea, multiple types of chai. Then usme whole leaf versus half leaf versus I'm not very aware, white tea, etc., क्या होता है? Show them the tea process, how the tea is made, as some parts of content. So you can segregate those content, and that can be done. Yeah, I think we are done. I have a meeting to hop. But yeah, Ishita, I think we are good for now. Already I have shared my LinkedIn. If anyone wants to connect for anything, we can just figure it out. And yeah, I hope I helped all of you. My job was just to give you enough food for thoughts and enough ideas and everything. If any question got missed, which I'm sure a lot of question got missed for the interest of time, um will somewhat be answered if you guys just imagine whatever I have said, because I have almost covered all of the pointers. And yeah, I was super excited to just be here and get all of the energy. Ishita, over to you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Sindhu, for this session. Founders, I'm going to take the last sentence that Sindhu said, which is the most important, that this session, all his insights, everything that he brought together for you today is important. I know he's gone out of his way and actually sat and decoded this for some of the brands that we have here. That was not planned and part of the session. So come with the mindset of not, hey, can we have Sindhu decode or build this for us? Because he's an expert, but he is not the founder of your brand. He is an expert at telling you how to think for your brand. We will be sharing this also with you. Spend some time on your own with your team to go through it. The festive season is approaching. If there are any other questions, feel free to share them with us. If you're part of our community or on email or social media, of course, Sindhu's shared his LinkedIn with us. Sindhu, thank you so much for this session with us. Really looking forward to having you part of the Rise ecosystem so much more. And you've brought in so many insights to the beginning of our series. Thank
And
you
thanks
so
so
much.
much for having me, Ishita, and thanks everyone. All the best to all. We are all in it together.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, founders.
All right.
All the
Thanks
best. I
again.
will see you all at the next session.